consider this one of them.
We are in the process of building the future.
Rangers never run.
If you go to Zahar, you will die.
Okay, good. I'm not muted this time. Hello, everyone, and we're back for the last two episodes of the season. The beginning of the shit that Keith is literally jumping up and down with his camera off. I can still tell that we can finally get in and talk about. And before we get into greeting the chat and everyone who has supported this show as it's become more and more popular, I want to bring on my panel. Well, I really don't, but I will anyways. But here we go. I'm kidding. As she sticks her tongue out at me, we have Kate, who's now feeling very awkward with the peace sign. We have Keith from Pop Culture Minefield. And, of course, the man who never mutes when moving stuff around the house, Monkey Jeebus. How are you guys doing today? No, don't apologize. Well, if you're wondering why you're always muted, that's me going click, click, click. Last week, 16 times. I actually kept count. Ow. It's a joke. Laugh it up. Come on, it's funny. Hi, guys. How are you? Adega won't be with us, sadly. He's probably dealing with personal stuff. Script might pop in. And we should just move our clocks ahead an hour and memes will pop up. How's everyone doing? Happy Labor Day.
Or you could tell him, no, we're moving it to 2, so he shows up on time. Or, my time, it would be 2, 3, whatever. Words.
All right, and with that, I quickly want to say, yes, Crisco Corpse now has merch. There's the Master Griff t-shirt, stickers, as well as that creepy little dude on the cloud that people don't want to stare at the hairy legs next to Kate's head without the Babylon 5. I want to thank my members, and we've nailed it. We've nailed it. We are one member away, ladies and gentlemen, from 40 members in the next emoji. And I want to thank everyone who supported this channel. I didn't expect that. I also want to say thank you to the panel for being here for so long without wondering why they're still talking to me.
That's because you're entertaining. You're very good at your job. So.
It is a job. And quickly, we have Monkey Jeebus doing a dab. We have Mr. Tickle Trunk about to spout love for Keith. We have Arwen Avalon, a lover of RPGs, and has realized the same thing about Neverwinter. What the fuck?
Hello, Arwen.
Shane Nolan, always happy to see you here. Dave Darius, the offspring, and doesn't want to be associated with Fat Steven of Arwen Avalon. I hope I got that right. That was going to be very awkward. We got a Polymies Minion. Thank you for being a member, and hail to the truck dog. And hello, Streambots. Thank you for whatever the fuck you do.
Pretending to try.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
Thank you guys for making it. I know it's a holiday. A lot of people are still sleeping in. I think memes will be here tomorrow. So we're hoping for the best. I'll make a separate stream just for him, just to catch up. But how's everyone?
Okay.
Good.
It's good.
You could do a memes reaction video too.
I don't have enough time for that. That means I'd have to play the stream, then the next day I should do a reaction to it. That's what I would have to do.
Yeah, with memes watching.
Yeah, but we're in some serious shit now. We are in the final episodes, and these are great ones. We have Comes the Inquisitor, and what falls after that one is
The Fall of Night.
Yeah, also gonna be called The Fall of Light if you want to think about it.
Well, yeah.
Both ones are in there. And where do you guys want to start off with this, or should we wait for more chat to get it?
Wherever you'd like to start.
Comes the Inquisitor. We should just go ahead and
let's go right into the Inquisitor, because this brings in something messed up.
I like this one, and I called it right away because
you liked his clothes, right? You liked his clothes.
No,
yeah,
it's not a very good costume, but yeah, I like Victorian clothing.
Well, it's not even just that. They brought in time travel, but they did time travel in a very interesting manner.
Yeah, very different, and it's like. As we walk in, I'm like, oh, I know exactly who this is. And they give the date. I'm like, yep, I'm right. It's like, there's no reason I could have known that. But it's like, it's very obscure and it makes no rational sense for being this way. But it's like, okay, we're going to take this mysterious, obscure, horrible scenario and apply it to a future tense. I'm like, okay.
Wait, Darius, you are the offspring, right? Otherwise, I feel very uncomfortable and have to restart the whole stream.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm asking Darius because I think he's like the Inquisitor's brain. So that is the son, right? All right. I feel really weird now. Back while we're waiting for that answer.
No.
There we go. I feel better now.
Funny.
Yes, he is the offspring. Thank you. I know it's really hard to actually agree. Dave, not Darius. It says Dave Darius.
Yeah, but
All right, let's
Darius
get.
is not.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Gotcha.
It's been a weird day. Let's get into the Inquisitor. Who wants to go first? I know. Kate's excited about this one. It's rare we get episodes you love so much.
Yeah, I like this one.
Go ahead. You can take the floor first.
That's interesting. And I don't know, spoilers or no spoilers.
We've all watched it. Should be spoilers.
Okay, so it's a very fascinating idea to take a notorious serial killer and make them kind of a quasi anti-hero, kinda, to test the actual characters that are the heroes, if they are worthy. And it's interesting. It makes Delenn, to me, seem very inspired by Dagny Taggart from Atlas Shrugged. Like, because she is 100% sure in what she's doing, but then has to admit, yeah, of course, I'm human. Human. I'm a living being, a sentient being that is will naturally have doubts and unsure, but I'm still doing this anyway. And there's merit in that, and I'm doing it because I don't expect others to. How do I put it? I'm not expecting others to do for me or the sake of me, but then that ends up happening. So it's I mean, they're trying to see how, like, they want to insist on selflessness, but then it's like, but I just disagree that that's the full direction. It's more of like, what do you value?
Do you think it's selflessness and relying on allies?
I don't know. If you have allies, in a real sense of the word, not like any contemporary jargon, you gain something from them. So it's not selfless.
But if it's a selfless sacrifice for another person for the same common goal, is it still selfish?
I don't think that's selflessness.
Okay.
I just don't. I'm not altruistic.
I don't know what that means.
It means altruistic and altruism means you good for goodness sake. Essentially, you think doing something good doesn't require benefit to you, whereas I think if you're doing something good, you get something from it. Whether it's like you feel better, you feel accomplished, you had participated, whatever the context is for you. So.
Okay. Who's next?
Sorry.
No, that was good. Don't apologize. That was
Yeah,
good.
that's very well done. You know what? For me, again, I think this is a really good episode. Really good episode. I like the way it looks. I like the way it was shot. Again, I was drawn in by both the A and B story. Jakar's story is, again, just every single time it just seems to just suck me right in. And his frustration at what is going on with his homeworld and trying to organize a resistance and to get at least those Narn that are on the station with him to follow him and to help start something to be able to either strike back at the Centauri, hopefully win their homeworld back, but to at least do something is just amazing. Again, it's just more great acting, a lot of really cool dialogue, and the scene with Vir in the elevator.
Dead.
I had nothing to do with it, and even I felt like, oh, geez. You know. Oh, man, just uncomfortable, which is the way it should be. It's just great acting by all the way around from everyone. So, again, Andreas Katsoulis just knocks it out of the park.
This episode has a feel to it that even though it doesn't have like an attachment to what's coming, it feels like a trial by fire, but not for the fire of like getting burned, but it's more the trial of fire of oneself. Who are you was the common theme within this whole episode. And we don't know what those words mean, but we've heard them before or we know about them. Who are you? That's a common question we even hear every day. Who are you? We never answer that question fully because we say our name, we say our occupation, but who are you means you have to be not only honest with yourself, but realize that you are your faults as well as your accomplishments, your insecurities, your inabilities, your abilities. Everything that is you is who you are, whether you like it or not. And that's where I think a pretense of this episode falls in. Sorry, was that being too smart? Fat joke, poop joke, fat joke.
Oh my god.
Well,
You have
again,
to be smart.
Oh, go ahead, Kate. Go ahead.
No, you have to be smart to be as funny as you are, Steven.
I'm only funny looking. That's why I don't turn on the camera.
Oh, jeez.
Liar.
What?
You know, the character of Sebastian is one of the more interesting characters introduced thus far into Babylon 5. And I remember when this episode originally aired, I was hoping to at least see more of him. But I understand why, you know, from this point, you know, it looks like we may never see him again. So
that is true. Keith has something he showed us backstage. I don't know if Keith.
Well, I mean, I was only just showing it to you guys because it does kind of give away something for season 3. So
okay, so you're saving that for season 3.
A little bit, yeah, I guess it does.
So, but I you know, once we get to season 3, and especially that particular episode, I will show it again.
Just show the back with the logo, like the generic B5 logo, instead of the front.
Oh,
picture.
I can. Okay, I can show the back of it. Hold on, let me.
I think Stevie needs his fix.
The back is the part.
Words. There we go. See, that's really cool. I think this is a fun design, and later on they change it up, and I don't exactly like how they change it up personally, but I don't know. It's a very unique font, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's I gotta say, I actually bought this, I think, at a convention. So I think as the other great thing about this show becoming popular again is the fact that you might start to see more of this merchandise wind back up at conventions again. But you never know, you know.
Depends on the convention, maybe.
Yeah, it does. But it also is going to depend on how Warner Brothers is run from here on out. So once everything changes over, you know, a lot of fans might be able to get Warner Brothers' attention and really get something going. That's the reason why, you know, as far as asking for more Babylon 5, I don't know about right now with the current people in charge. But once the merger goes through, who knows? Anything is possible. So
People might discover more Babylon 5. It would likely just be like the show that's a spinoff that you don't like. Just be within the universe, but not it.
Like that 80s show? Well, everyone remembers it. They just don't talk about it.
I agree. I think that
horrible.
had a lot of potential. Yeah.
It did.
Because they were a little too on the nose with a few 80s tropes, so it didn't work out. Not a good cast either.
I think it's more like, you know, if you understand where MASH comes from, then After MASH makes no sense.
What about
You know?
the Joey? What about the Joey sequel from Friends? There's one we can talk about.
Oh,
See?
that was also like way too late, and they almost completely copy paste the Frasier set. So, like, why bother?
Archer, it was called That 80s Show, and it was literally like That 70s Show.
They
Only
tried really hard, and it was like 3 episodes aired, and it was bad. Like,
there's
their
7. There's about 9
trope was
episodes.
horrible. Was there? I don't know.
Yeah, you can find them all on
on
YouTube. I've watched them.
Okay.
yeah, Brittany Daniel was on it.
Yep.
Y'all realize I was probably like 13 at the time, less than that. I don't
Oh,
remember.
I'm sorry.
So, yeah, you know.
She
you're
just
old
call us
fart.
old?
Yeah, I did.
No, that's
I'm
because
sorry
Kate's
that
a
I'm-
baby.
A little bit, yeah, in comparison.
Yeah, she is a lot younger than us guys. So
No, she's not. Stop saying I'm old, Keith. What is this shit?
Okay.
I'm gonna cut out the Patricia Tallman part where she calls you young. I'm gonna cut that the fuck out of the show.
Okay, but you keep in mind that even 5 years
Bastard.
older, that's old enough at that point in time. As a teenager, that's a long time.
you know what?
I-
Hold on. Before you dig a deeper grave, Tickle Trunk says, not you, I'm talking about Keith. I love how they incorporate the vision of Jack the Ripper and his self-righteousness, picked up, preserved, and then turned into the perfect person to sniff out people with the same failing. Thank you, Tickle Trunk. Back to you, Keith. And
I was gonna say, I should just keep it to myself. Compared to me, yes. Kate is very,
And
very,
Julius.
very young. So,
Age is but a
Maybe
number,
younger
but
than-
he's still calling it.
It's true. I wouldn't describe Delenn as self-righteous. I think she deliberately carries herself that way as a defense mechanism because it's how she was raised.
No,
Not that
she's-
she necessarily is,
I
but
think also,
I agree.
sorry.
Otherwise, yeah.
But I also think it falls under the fact that she doesn't know who she is. She is of Membari, but she also
I
looks
disagree.
human. And you can disagree. What I was saying is she is stuck in not knowing who she is because she hasn't accepted that she is no longer one or the other. She is the middle, in my opinion.
Yeah, but then it gets more complex, which we all get like, yeah, ta-da. But again, I think that just makes me more correct that she's maybe not on purpose, but it is coincidentally a lot like the character of Dagny Taggart because she has to deal with taking on a family business that they didn't want her to do and then goes out on her own with people who are essentially strangers to try and make something out of nothing. And it's that whole story is very distinct. And it's very similar to what she's done. She's gone out on a limb because she thinks it will be better. And then she knows that it will. And that is enough for her.
I just don't agree with that. No.
That's fine.
That's right. I just wanted to be
You don't
different.
have to.
I've always believed Delenn to be truly a person of faith. And there reaches a point in every great struggle where faith has to play some role in what is to come because you really don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. And that's one of my favorite quotes from Babylon 5 from her is tomorrow will take care of itself. Be in the now, tomorrow will take care of itself. And I really have always thought of Delenn as being more of a spiritual being in that sense. She is someone who is very cognizant of where she is. She knows the odds against her, and yet she's not someone that could ever be boastful because that's never really been how she was raised. She just looks at it very matter-of-factly and reacts to it the way that she thinks she should for that particular moment. And so she is a person very much of the now. Whereas when you
she trusts the timing of things. She fully believes that the timing of things is what matters and what will make things what they will be. And that is something that everyone, I would say, says they try to do, but it's incredibly hard to actually do.
Mm-hmm. And then, for someone like, say, John Sheridan, he's a person that falls in a different direction in that he has an appreciation for the past. He is definitely someone who can live in the moment, but he also has an eye towards the future. You know, when you look at, say, Sinclair, he is definitely a person that is haunted by the past. The past haunts him greatly, mainly because of the missing hours in his life during a major turning point, not only in his history, but in the history of humanity. And understanding that he might actually be caught up in something that he might be powerless to overcome. You know, everyone has that struggle within their lives, and at this point, we're seeing what is about to come, and that's the other thing about all of the Minbari, and I think to a certain extent, Delenn, they have a greater understanding of what is happening than the human characters and the audience their first time watching the show. There's a lot of knowledge that is not being passed down at this point. For whatever reason. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on that the humans have no real understanding of.
What do you mean, humans?
Are you implying you're not human?
I imply myself. I say things that are inhuman. I know that much.
What?
Makes your brain fart. I win. All right, cool. Moving on. Tickle Truck says Delenn's selflessness comes from her Minbari upbringing. She went into the Markab seclusion area to comfort those dying. Yes, she did, and she broke down that episode. It was one of those best acting I've seen. Even though it might have been dangerous if the disease mutated.
Yeah.
But it did mutate. But it only mutated on a genetic level that affected a race that was similar to them. So yes. I don't know why he's shouting, but I think that's for Keith. Who you calling human? But
I mean, I guess Tickle Truck's referring to you guys using cartoon avatars, so maybe that's what it is.
Tickle Truck says, that's right, Steven. If you confuse them, you win. Thank you for being on my side.
What did you win then?
Less self-confidence and a whole lot more bad jokes. I'm on the way. But what I would have liked to have seen in this episode, one thing that came in my mind, I would have loved to see Jack here meet Bester and see how Bester. No, could you imagine Bester doing like a mind read on Jack and being like, "Where the fuck did you come from?" Or would have, or what? Yeah, but would have Vorlon's tech and manipulation skills when it comes to genetics, would it have created a mental block to keep Bester out?
Probably.
Oh God, come on! You see, keep your mouth shut. What, Keith? Did I spoil something?
Not so much spoil, but I do know what the answer is.
Oh, you bastard! I'll give Steven 3 Buseys out of thank you.
I mean, if you really want me to answer, I don't think Bester would have been allowed within miles of Jack ever. You know, so, but even if he were, he'd get nothing. He'd get nothing.
That's a good answer. Archer says, Tickle Truck. Of course, Lennier went with her because of his strength and conviction and his love. He's in love with her. So going back to this, sorry. It's not spoilers. Anyone can pick up on the guy is literally protective more than you have a creepy uncle washing down a Peter Pan costume, for fuck's sake. I don't know why I use that analogy. Stop rolling your eyes at me. It's not working. It's not a spoiler. At this point, we've even talked about it. We can guess it's love. We know how he looks at her. We can see it. It's been in later episodes. Someone typing a hateful message to me right now?
Yep.
I thought so. I heard it. Going on. Okay, where do we want to go next with this? Because we can go into it like this. Pretty much, we have Jakar, who is trying to warn his people. He's given a solemn promise to reach out and find word of one Narn's family. If he cannot find it, he will have to give up everything. Pretty much. Step aside, not lead no more. Come on, Keith. We all know by this point that Lennier loves Delenn. See? Spoilers. But
He's
The
like
one thing-
Anthony Michael Hall in
Yeah.
that one movie.
we're also getting the fact that when Kosh actually tells Delenn there's an Inquisitor coming, she has a look I haven't seen really before. That's a look of fear of like, what is going on? Why are you bringing someone of that capacity to the station? And when that ship arrives, everyone just assumes it's Kosh coming back, not realizing it's something totally different.
Yeah. Again, it's great acting. I mean, this cast brings it. I mean, consistently brings it. And it isn't anything against any other show, but unlike a lot of other shows at this time period, during this part of the decade of the 90s, this show consistently brought it. And ultimately, Mir Forlan and I think the guest actor was...
You had Wayne Alexander as Sebastian and Jack Keller as Mr. Chase.
Yeah. So, very well done. Very, very well done.
It was brilliant acting. We also get a moment where we're starting to see the branching relationship again with Jakar and Garibaldi.
Yes.
And he's being pretty much, Jakar's being tested with his honesty. And with that, Garibaldi respects that and tells him or hints to him, like the way Dr. Franklin did in the med lab, saying, this is where you can keep it. I've already reached out to my friend. Just keep the shit off the station. They don't want Babylon 5s to be in between a war or seem like they're picking sides. I love the sound of his cane. It's very ominous. Yes, I agree. One person we haven't heard of from is Jeebus. What did you think so far of like just the Jack, the Delenn, and all the interactions with our characters we've seen over the while?
I thought this was like one of the greatest episodes of the season. Just like the whole Jack the Ripper reveal at the end, after I was already kind of sensing it too. It was like, I was like, going like, wow, this is like really like it's full of Easter eggs, I guess, to give like nerds like little nerdgasms throughout the
Very specific nerds, though.
Hey, Daryl.
Not many people are into serial killers.
I'm into like everything.
Yeah, no, I get that. I mean,
So I'm actually bringing an image up that I love and I wanted to actually. No greater love hath a man than he laid down his life for his brother. Not for millions, not for glory, not for fame, for one person in the dark where no one will ever know or see. I have been in service to the Warlords for centuries, waiting for you. Is it Diogenes? Am I saying that right?
Diogenes.
And his lamp, looking for an honest man willing to die for all the wrong reasons. And that's pretty much how Jack is. It's like, you bastard. What do you guys think of this? Just that their whole interaction, like, do you think this is the point where it brought them together?
This particular site of Sheridan and Delenn together is going to be part of a defining point in their relationship from here on in. You're going to see this again, and it'll be in the future. And there'll be a near similar type of situation. And for those who haven't gone far enough with the show, you'll be surprised who will be responsible for the pain that they will suffer. So...
Sorry, Diogenes. Is that right? Thank you.
Diogenes.
I'm not even going to talk about English anymore. Willing to die with no remembrance, no glory, no honor, no glory, but just for the fact you've done the right thing, that is powerful. And Adega, how are you doing? Are you all right?
Hey,
Joining
hey,
us.
what's going on?
Oh, he made it.
Didn't think I could make it, but I had to for this one. This is one of my favorite episodes of the whole dang show.
We're at 21, and we're getting close to the end of the season, sir.
In fact,
No, it's okay.
I think it's Tuesday with the show. This particular episode takes place on the 19th of December. So it's Tuesday into the following day, which is Wednesday the 20th. So
it's all Greek to me. Thank you, Archer. So, Diego, we've already been talking about this. We've just been introduced to Jack, aka the Inquisitor, and we're going through Jakar, Garibaldi. We have Vir and Jakar in the elevator. This is one of your favorite episodes.
Yes.
I said Vir.
I know. I said poor Vir. He just wants to do his job. And
I'm trying to remember. Is this the dead?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, that was pretty intense.
So I'll let you take the floor for a little bit. We've been talking about this episode. Why is this your favorite episode and one of your favorites?
It has to deal, for me, two things. One, the acting I thought was really, really good. Under the guise of being under high stress, where both of them show some serious emotion, as well as Jack himself. But the other thing is how they define what a real hero is, where I think the Inquisitor does a good job of bringing it out. That the real hero is like the one where in the middle of nowhere they come up to a stop sign when they're driving their car, not a car around, and yet they still stop. No reason to, except that it's the law, and they keep the law. Or they do things without any qualms, hopes, or desires for recognition from anyone. It's just the right thing to do. And they're not looking for a statue or glory or some type of financial reward. And seeing how the Inquisitor brings this out in both of them, I thought was really well done.
Yeah. This actor was brilliantly chosen and everything. I loved it. Vir is everyone's teddy bear, and we love Vir. I wouldn't think it was a teddy bear. It's more like a huggable Swiffer at this point.
Or as Londo says, the moon-faced assassin of joy.
There you go.
I don't need the description, Keith. Why are you giving me the description? He's a Greek philosopher and one of the founders of Cynic philosophy. He was born in Sinop. I'm never going to read these words forever. And Ionian colony on the Black Sea coast of Anatolia in 412 or 404 BC and died in Corinth in 323 BC. Dio whatever was a controversial figure. Thank you. Thank you, Keith.
You're very welcome.
I'm not going to say all those words. I'm not having an English lesson.
Words hard.
Words not worked to yesterday. But yeah, where do you want to go next with this episode? Because I know we still got a better one coming, but this just has so much. Like, not Syracuse, no.
Well, getting back, I don't know if Keith covered this. Did you talk anything about the Vorlons, the history of the Vorlons?
I haven't covered it yet because we haven't gotten that deep into. I mean, we have yet to truly start the real conflict of season 3. I mean, once you start getting into it in the middle of the war, I think there's certain things that will start coming out about the Vorlons and the Shadows.
Okay.
But, I haven't gotten into discussing that because
I don't want to blow any spoilers. I already pushed the limit when it came to them finding a ship on Mars. I was kind of really pushing the limit there with spoilers, but I think the biggest thing is they're starting to paint the picture that the Vorlons don't necessarily have the best interest in everyone's heart, and they have been using humans for a very long time.
we haven't gotten there yet, so we need to just
Okay.
right there. That's the extent. There's your wall.
Thank you, Chief.
That gets us into the middle of season 4 is when you start to get a lot of that.
Well, I'm thinking of the books too. Do you remember? Okay.
There's a lot of stuff that connects to that's revealed in the books, and that goes into stuff that you would eventually find out all the way into some of this still being revealed when you get to the spinoff series, Crusade. So for right now, though, I think we've reached the wall.
As you wish.
But no, I think before you got here, I was able to show everyone something kind of neat. Here's the back of it.
Nice.
You don't
Where
know
did
how
those
many-
come from?
He beat up 6 grandmas outside of San Diego Comic-Con.
It's a T-shirt that I bought at a convention way back when.
Very cool.
So if we're lucky, we'll have a lot more stuff like that when the merger is approved. So
That's awesome.
When we get conventions back here too, it's like they
Yeah.
canceled Monsterpalooza. Like, going,
They're going to cancel everything until they get people to do whatever they want. But let's not get too far into that. Where else should we go with this episode? Where haven't we covered when it comes to the people we are being introduced with and watching?
well, we can just go ahead and close this particular episode out and just say that
Wow.
there's definitely a lot of pain that Delenn has to suffer, which then Lennier, after visiting Delenn, pleads with Captain Sheridan to intervene, and he does, and which causes then a new angle of questioning and an opportunity for Delenn to show who, and for Sheridan also to show who they truly are. And that pretty much ends the test, basically. So
Quickly, before you go into that, Arwen Avalon says this stream is turning into Sesame Street for FAT-STEVEN. Lots of new words. Thank you, Arwen Avalon. Thank you. Love you so much. You know, just digging that spoon in the eye socket. Really, so lovely. Woe is me. I'm so upset. Yeah, this was pretty much just, it's an episode in itself, and it's one to rewatch. But it's sometimes also forgotten. Go right back into it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, I don't think it's forgettable. I appreciate that you have two persons with very different senses of self being tested on that, and realizing that they kind of complement each other, like they're opposites, but they have a lot of the same values.
we forgot something. This is the first time I think we actually see Sheridan taking control of the Rangers and sending them out to get the messages for the Narn's families that they all want to know are still alive. This is the actual, we're starting to see the use of how effective the Rangers are and how they are at the disposal of Sheridan and others. And you're going to see this more and more as the episode goes through. I know they don't play a big role, but the fact that he's willing to use them, they're at this turning point where they can't rely on their governments. They can't rely on the people around them, only the ones in the inner circle. And that inner circle is going to start growing when we go into this next episode. Archer says, I think Sheridan's intervention was necessary for Sebastian to get what he needed. Wow, that sentence sounded so wrong, but you get what I mean. Yeah. I think that was the point where he finally found someone that was the total opposite of Jack, but just what the Vorlons were looking for. Because Jack in general is to sit there for 400 years for one reason, to weed out the unfit, the unworthy. Because Vorlons don't always interfere. They have their own servants to do. I hate using that word. Their own servants, their own force to do it for them because of those races. Who better to judge that race but the race of them themselves? The Vorlons can only do so much. What? Keith, you're making that eye contact. What did I do now? What did I spoil now?
No.
I watched your eyes just dart left and right.
I'm reading.
Oh, okay. I thought I did something wrong. I was like spoilers and jazz hands and shit.
If I was,
I'm sorry. I was like, he's doing it again. Someone shut up, Steven. All right, let's get into the ratings of this, and we'll start with the Dagger first. Out of 10, how good was this episode to you?
This is one of the 10s for me.
Yeah. Jeebus?
10.
Okay. Are you just saying that because the Dagger will beat you up?
No.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I'm sorry, I'm making jokes today. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Keith, what's your rating? Jeebus, please don't hurt me. We lost Keith.
He's broken again.
I'm sorry, Jeebus. I you know me. Ready, fire, aim. Ready, fire, aim. Out of 10, Keith.
yes.
What would you rate this episode? Don't beat me up.
Oh, well.
Does your hands smell good? We got a 10 from Arwen.
Okay.
Kate. Well, Keith's reject. Okay, here we go.
This episode, I give it a 9.
Okay.
He's holding it.
What is he holding?
There it is.
Dave Darius gives it 10,000 out of 10. Probably watching Keith almost fall out of his stool. Oh, come on, man.
Boom.
What the fuck is this? Here's your sign, and here goes my camera.
Oh, boy.
Okay, do you need 30 seconds? Or are you okay?
I'm fine.
Okay, good.
How are
Don't
you?
beat me up. I'm pretty good.
No one's gonna beat you up.
I don't know. There's a lot of angry grandmas outside my building right now. Go ahead, Keith. Go ahead, Kate. Oh my God, I can't even work today.
I'd say 10. Also,
Wait, hold on.
like I think it's second favorite.
It was a what?
episode. 10.
It was a what?
Like,
All right, thank you. HD.
I have no idea what's going on now.
Oh, there's my chair. Keith is broken.
I'm very confused now.
Welcome to my life. 5 out of 5 UCs with Tickle Trunk. Yeah, I also have to give it at least a 9.5 to a 10. I had no complaints with this episode. I never once had my eyes turned away from it. It was great. The acting, everything was good. I haven't had except for CG, but no one really cares with the CG. Everything else was great. This episode was almost perfect. We don't get that stuff anymore.
I would say it's probably the second or third favorite episode in the whole series.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Yeah.
And now, with all that is great. Sorry, Keith, I didn't mean to break you. I really didn't mean to break you.
Let's see. Okay.
I like how your voice got really deeper, like you're gonna bust down the like very white stuff, very mellow.
I'm good.
Okay. And before we do anything, because this guy like clockwork.
See, I'm right. Just tell him to be here an hour before he needs to be here, and you'll be on time.
Fuck that. Yeah, we're gonna have a new schedule so memes can be on time. We're gonna start next week on a Thursday. So he shows up today. Sorry. I know what you mean. I know what you mean, Kate. You had that face of death. I'm sorry. There it is again.
No.
It's like
Pouting?
So that was pouting? I thought that was constant.
She's just checking to make sure her pistol is loaded.
Yeah.
I love you. Please
Might as
don't
well
hit me.
now.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, here comes the Blue Eyes White Dragon himself, the anti-Timex Dragon.
Though I know I should be wary, to adventures someplace scary, ghostly haunting, I turn loose. Beetlejuice! Beetlejuice! Beetlejuice!
Oh, hey guys, what's going on? That is not necessarily an inaccurate statement.
1
You're
second.
time band.
Thank you for joining
That doesn't make it better that we may have been able to solve for like the black hole time paradox and quantum
hello,
information
Joe.
existing. I was listening to a
And-
video. Hey, Joe.
Hey, Joe. Quickly, Jeebus, you were saying something before I cut you off. My bad.
I was like, he's the time bandit of destruction.
So you're calling him like a dwarf?
You're
He's a tall
insinuating
dwarf.
that I would actually have time.
I'm
You're
hoping for the
outside of
day.
time.
Sorry, I'm hoping for the day Memes shows up on camera and he has like a miniature grandfather clock touched to his wrist with a wristband. And he's like, "I got time now. Sundial all the way."
No, I think the best one was the sundial one that just basically says now.
I am
Always
not
right.
mean.
You are mean.
I'm not mean. No, I'm not. So hey, since we're actually here before we get into the next episode, what did you think of Comes the Inquisitor?
This was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this was Shakespeare, no?
Yeah.
That's what it was. And the sheer fact that, was it because it was on network TV and or the sheer fact that it's like, all right, you have individuals in positions of power. If you're going to try to be noble and set example, what do? It's like, well, they totally love each other. I can't say it. God, Delenn is hot. I apologize.
What did you say? Oh my God, really?
He's a very lovely Mollari.
Did you say Mumbari? Did you say Mumbari? Mum? Did you say Mumbari?
Oh no, I was racist, wasn't I?
Oh my God.
Spacist?
No, it's Minbari. You just said Mom Berry. Do you know what that means?
It's
What's
been
that?
less than 130 seconds, and Keith is already double face bombing for an excess of 10 seconds.
Hold on a second. Ladies and gentlemen, this stream was brought to you by Mum Berry. It's almost as good as a Minbari.
Who doesn't like Mum's berries?
The meme Bari. Yeah, he's the meme. Yeah, he's the meme Bari of destruction. He's the meme Bari now.
Oh,
And
speaking of
Dana
memes,
turned on his camera. You just said mom. You called her mom. You said Mom
Oh.
Berry. Didn't that, I'm sorry.
I mean, with all due respect to Dega, you're a lovely man, but you don't look like my mother.
Oh, not him. Oh my God.
What, Keith?
Oh, okay. I'm
I
sorry.
only see
Okay.
a brick wall
Memes.
right now.
Memes, how did you think
I have
what
a
did you
video
think-
about that. I'll link it in a second.
Oh my God. Someone get
Anyway,
that.
So,
Back to
Memes,
reality.
How are you?
Yeah.
Did you like this episode on a scale of 1 to 10?
Here we
What
go.
was
Right
your
there. Memes.
favorite part?
Ah.
And
What? Yeah,
Moving on.
exactly. Thank you, Kate. What did you think of this episode? Don't pay attention to Tickle Trunk's comment at all.
Oh. Well, as long as he's doing his chunk. Hi, Mr. Tickle Trunk. But and as far as this episode goes, I'm going to have to give this, we're going to go to not 3 Sigma. We're going to go like 96.782. That sounds pretty good. It's a phenomenal episode. It's like
It is.
you have the Inquisitor. It's like you got freaking is it Sinclair or which captain is this?
Sheridan.
Sheridan. Okay, I'm sorry, they look alike.
Sheridan.
But
Oh my God.
I also didn't watch the first season.
What guys? What are they looking? They're all the same.
It's
Oh, damn it.
hey, I apologize for my racism. But no, you're sitting there,
yourself.
waiting for cautious ship, and all of a sudden you just hear the click, and I'm like, oh, I wonder if that's where freaking Walter White from Breaking Bad got like the end of like towards the end of season 5, where he has like those rich people that he was supposed to be part of the company that basically he invented the technology, but then he sold out and everything, and all of a sudden he's like, you will give this money to my family in a very inconspicuous way, and if you don't, you'll hear the scratch of a footstep. And that's what immediately came to mind. I'm like, whoa, this is choreographed extreme. And there's no ship that shows up, just a dude. I mean, that was great. Oh, that and the sheer fact that you had Lennier and Vir. Wait, are those our actual names? Do they actually
I'm
rhyme
happy
like
you
that?
didn't say veneer. I'm so fucking happy.
Oh.
I'm so fucking happy.
He's Vir. No, he's memorable. He's kind of like freaking Londo's Toad. Like Londo and Super Mario.
Memes just called me Mrs. Tickletrunk.
I apologize to Mrs. Tickletrunk.
Are we having a gender crisis here?
I think there's
What?
all
This
the
stream is
crisis
not
here.
brought. Yeah, this stream's not brought to you by Timex.
No. As it ticks, it's actually moving through. There's always something moving there, so there's always oscillation. So it is pretty fluid.
Keith, are you okay? It looks like you were wishing you were in a padded room right now.
This room looks hard.
How y'all doing?
All right, everyone recompose. Everyone recompose for 1 quick second. I have a special service announcement brought to you by Master Grift. Don't steal content without it. Now back to what the fuck?
I thought YouTube lets you clip things now.
You've clipped
It's
everything
only up
so
to
far.
a minute. No. I still need to do the video for Drunk because he's in the terms of service paradox.
Oh, you did the terms of
I
service.
clipped a bunch of stuff. I didn't finish going through it.
Lemire, right there, Lemire.
Veneer.
Yeah.
Veneer.
Lemire and Vir. Well, if they
Lennier.
fused, it'd be like Valier. Oh,
It's
Valier.
Lennier.
Keith, you're the one who wanted to do the show with me, man. This is what happens. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm fucking sorry.
You collected all
Be
the weirdos
careful
on the
the friends
internet.
you choose.
All right.
No, this episode was great.
All
It
right.
is spectacular, and I appreciate that they put forth a is this altruism or not kind of plot that most people will never pick up on.
Well, it literally in a little bit of a spoilers, but let's tie into the next episode. It's almost like a angelic test from the Almighty. That's why I didn't rate this episode higher, because the next episode happens.
I don't like the next one as much personally.
I
Okay.
can
It's kinda-
understand that. No,
it's very
you're a theater person. I just like generic, just big
I
monsters,
guess that's a good point.
explosions. Like what you like.
Explosion!
No, I can
Oh my God,
acknowledge
oh
that this is
yeah.
beautiful art. This is beautiful art. I
It
just
is.
happen to like the space battles more.
Yeah. The CGI is 100 years old. I don't care.
And
It's
it's a
amazing.
point of personal preference.
I saw
I got-
pew-pews. It's good.
No, well, it ties everything in. Just because Keith is so good at navigating this without spoiling, he's like,
Yes.
you're going to need that.
Flashy lights.
Explosions. Need explosions.
Ah.
Yeah.
This
but
stream is
that's
brought
like-
to you by Mumberry Explosions. If they're not blowing up, it's not Mumberry.
Can
Wow.
we just like make like a Babylon 5 game and then like ask them for the
There is
license?
one. There was
There
one,
should-
wasn't
is-
there?
Is it good?
There's
I
mini
don't know. I haven't
games.
played it. There was. I think it was
Well,
an
I
actual
know, like-
MMO RPG or something, wasn't it?
Oh. That would be very involved. It's a very big universe.
I believe there was one.
Ever
I don't know.
expanding.
Maybe we could just hit up Joe and just be like, Joe, do you mind if we just build a game based upon your universe? If he
Right.
I
says
know
yes.
at one point there was one in development, but I don't think it ever got finished.
Ooh, okay.
Or just like on
I
the
don't
ends of
know,
like No
I'm-
Man's Sky or some of the others.
Yeah.
Because then it goes on forever.
You could just mod No Man's Sky.
Right? Yes.
Right.
That'd be good.
No, but you could have the officially licensed one because then you could probably make money from it.
Or license, you have to go for WB, and then you're not going to make any money.
We just advertised Master Grifter. Hey,
Anyway.
What the fuck?
what you?
Oh,
brought
there
it
are
up.
stickers now.
I
There are
saw-
stickers and
I-
T-shirts now.
I
And
Well,
Kate, I had
yeah.
put the T-shirts up. You wanted to. Before we get into anything, some people have just dropped money in the chat. First of all, a $5
Yay!
super chat from Mr. Chickletrunk. Memes went to the Mike Tyson School for elocution correction. He apologizes. I love that one. And then we got another one because Tickletrunk is on fire. Also, memes, please do us a favor. Never change. No, I never want to change. I don't want anyone I have met, especially people on panels like this, to ever change. That's what's
That
brilliant.
will get kind of smelly, no? 'Cause, like,
Not that
humans-
favor. All right, and for that, first of all, for that last comment.
No.
Secondly,
Oh my God.
And because I can,
All I want is some sweet new balls.
I beg your pardon.
Oh, clean your ears out, woman. I want some balls.
like matzo balls.
yeah, matzo balls. That's it. Yes, matzo balls.
Not really a big matzo guy.
All right,
Like
I'm gonna have to figure
mozzarella?
out why it's not working, Kate. I don't know why it's
I
not.
don't
It
know,
should have
it's
worked.
probably just me.
But other than that,
We'll figure it out. Don't worry.
but
Do a
we're getting
little-
into the fall of lights, and I'm gonna quickly Keith say something first. I'm gonna put up this image because everyone hates these assholes.
Oh. Keith, say something first? Okay. Hey, I'm Keith, and I'm about to say something first.
He's asking you to rag on the man.
Welcome
I
to
mean-
1950s humor, brought to you by Pop Culture Minefield. We know what steam power is.
Oh, well.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Ouch.
Toot.
Okay, so I know, like, what else have these guys done? Because I can't remember the one on the right.
He was in
He's done-
Frasier, the one on the right. He was in Frasier. I believe he was the Shakespearean guy who kept going and then do his
Okay.
shit and then
That's what
Yeah.
I was thinking. Like, why? Because I couldn't. Because he's done other Shakespearean things too, and I can't remember. Like, but there was more.
Well,
So yeah.
Yeah.
Loser.
The one on the left has done a lot for B5. He plays
Yeah.
Narn the Mimbari, and he also in Excalibur played an infected human that got infected by an alien entity. He's done a lot.
Is he also an Elvis impersonator?
He should be.
I think you do well.
Isn't or does he just happen to look exactly like the Twin Peaks guy, or is that him? I don't even know.
Oh, Kyle MacLachlan.
Yeah, is it?
Oh, that's a piece of a ship, not a guitar. Sorry.
what is going
'Cause
on
I,
here?
or maybe
The
I'm
thing at
just
the bottom
confusing
kind of looked like
him.
I had the guitar, so it would have worked more with Elvis because he could play guitar. I think he did music.
But Elvis wanted to be an actor.
Lewis Cox says memes is a sexy man. Looks like you have another one fighting for your love, memes.
Congratulations.
I know.
He was the commissioner from Space 1999, and Tunka
Yeah.
Trunk says the dude on the left also played Neroon. Warrior
The,
Cat.
the actor in question is actor Roy DeChoice, and
Okay.
he was not only a part of Space 1999, but he was also part of the Buffyverse. What?
That's where I've seen him before.
Doesn't he does done stuff with David Lynch too, right? Or am I
He's
confusing the
He's
dude who
done.
looks like him?
Yeah, he had been in all kinds of stuff. Now, for me, I knew him as one of the essential actors from the television series Beauty and the Beast.
I never seen it.
Oh, that was a good show.
Yes.
One of the homeless guys.
No,
Well,
seriously,
kinda,
I'm more of
kinda,
a furry
sorta.
guy myself, but I mean, like the animated furniture and stuff. It was a change. Tables for people too.
He was in the CBS television series Beauty and the Beast, of which that was the show that
Ron Perlman.
yeah, Ron Perlman, but also
And, Sarah Connor.
That
So
more people
confused.
probably know who that is than yes.
yeah.
Linda Hamilton.
Lionel Hamilton. That was the big show that was developed for her in the aftermath of the original Terminator series. And that was a really big hit for CBS at the time. And I think he played father to the Beast. So very well done show. Very, very well done show. So
Meanwhile,
I don't think I watched it
in
until they got to his
Babylon
dad.
5, however, they're both creepy guys.
yes, they are.
So where are we going with this? Because we actually have something. This is all leading up to something fantastic, and we're getting. I don't want to spoil this first. I really don't.
Lead us into it, Steven. Bring us to the edge.
You want me to bring us to the edge?
Yes.
Kind of
The
edge.
Fall of Night. This is season 2,
Of the
episode
Edge of the Plank.
22. And this is pretty much Sheridan agreeing to give sanctuary to a Narn warship
Mhm.
in
Yeah.
a war zone. when Earth is supposed to be staying out and staying neutral like other races. But he's fucking done with this shit. He's done. He hides them on the other side of the planet so they can't be seen, so they can commit to their repairs and then be off. He's trying to keep it as much under wraps as possible. But knowing how big B5 is, and you got rats and moles and whisperers everywhere, eventually Londo finds out. And it starts becoming Earth harassing Sheridan. We got Londo harassing Sheridan. We have all these things boiling in the pot, and it's hitting a point that is going to change.
It brings it up to the point of, who are you?
Mm-hmm. It's interesting that they have this going on during Hanukkah, which is technically like Thanksgiving for
Oh,
Jewish
what's
faith.
her name? What's
You
her name
did-
is totally Jewish.
Yeah, she's
And-
Jewish. So, because you see her lighting the menorah, and near the end, or at the end, and monologuing and describing things, and then showing images of what these jerk-offs end up doing or promoting. And it's like, well, we all know this story now. And it's interesting how Sheridan just gives no fucks about them. Like, he pretends to play their game because he knows he looks good on paper to them, but then he's like beelines the other direction. It's amazing.
What else?
Well, I mean, we also look at how it works out for him. It's like, all right, you literally blew up a battle cruiser from the people you're supposed to have a non-aggression pact with, and you get away with it with basically just an apology.
Yeah.
Because all those other confluence of things, it's like, do you want to say no to a non-aggression pact with Earth? Because that might not be good for the Centauri. I mean,
He's pretty much being put in the
he's a
middle.
big player. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But the thing
I
is,
did
he's
find-
not. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I just find the part where the one dude is insisting that if you pull some strings and play along with these new guys with Ivanova, she could move up the ranks faster. Blah blah blah. It's like, because that's totally her interest. As if she didn't have strings to pull along the way she's taken already. It's like, I don't believe that she wouldn't have. She just chose not to. She wants to do her own thing.
Well, that's the thing, because as soon as you start taking the shortcut, you owe people favors. And you owe
That
people
too.
favors, those can get called in, and then that kind of makes you perhaps a potential liability, not only to yourself, but for those around you. And I think she specifically kept away from that because, like she said, there's something going on in Babylon 5. If she doesn't know about it, there's an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Arwen Avalon asks, how much can we say about this episode before Keith gets jazz hands?
Her spirit finger?
We should release the Keith.
Release the fingers.
Now he's already giving me jazz hands today. I'm keeping quiet.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry your captain was so stupid he attacked and we had to blow him up to hell. Yeah, I love that. Like, the apology doesn't have to be anything. I'm sorry you initiated and uninstigated a conflict. I'm sorry you can't keep your personal shit at the door to neutral territory. I'm sorry that I pressed the fire button and missed your ship too.
I sunk your spaceship. No, wait. I thought Babylon 5 was neutral territory. I thought that was the whole point.
That's what they said.
But they
It's
have
like
a big
Switzerland.
stick.
Oh, yeah, no, they got a lot of sticks. They got branches.
There's the finger.
Oh my god.
You ain't afraid to use them.
I wonder how Marty McFly would fare out with Kosh.
Ooh.
He'd be stuck in that body, in that suit. Wait. Sorry, my bad. I was thinking Michael J. Fox. My bad.
Because he's always asking him, like, whenever Marty McFly is asked who he is, he always lies. In terms of an alias.
Well, that's because people are probably getting ready to screw him over, and he's also not supposed to say who he is to ruin, like, the past or the present or what will be the future. He doesn't want to screw up the timeline. That's why he did it.
They're screwed up
For
the timeline.
him.
Warlords went back and took fucking Jack the Ripper, for God's sakes, and kept him alive for 400
If
years.
you're gonna screw up the timeline, at least once you get to the point of saying we need to avoid screwing up the past, you already screwed up the past, in my opinion. not an official time wizard. I just utilize them.
This stream is brought to you by drugs. Don't use them.
I need to learn to use OBS, Cam.
Oh,
Did you say
Speaking of that,
Oh, for fuck's sakes. Here we have the memes of destruction. If you listen carefully, you can hear the inhalation of the marijuana. Marijuana heightens the
things
senses.
need to be loaded first.
That was me.
The-
Sorry, I forgot.
It heightens the senses of hunger,
Hey,
munchies, and the inability to find one's feet when on a couch. You're muted.
I apologize to my anti-gluten or gluten.
Marijuana
People can't eat gluten.
contains no gluten.
And it's vegan.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Brought to you by Keith. I'm severely uncomfortable.
Well,
Hi, Zax. How you doing, brother?
Keith, if it makes you feel any better, I've been slowly tracing out moments in these shows that I downloaded, but then had to delete because of reasons. And yes, you're traced out. I have so much material. Enjoy.
oh boy.
Babylon 5.
oh wow.
Internet. Excuse me.
Thank you. I really do enjoy this episode, mainly because
Stuff.
if for any other thing, this is the official start of when the big stuff is going to happen. So,
Mhm.
oh man,
Go on, Keith. Come on, you're better a pro at this. You shouldn't be distracted by Mollari.
But it's funny.
oh,
Oh dear.
man.
I made that on the fly. I was just like, I've got to do this right now.
Oh, anyway, yeah, this really is this really is the start of where things are most definitely going to change for the show. So this is your demarcation. Season 2 changes, season 3 is on the way, and you've most definitely reached the end because it is Monday the 18th of December to Sunday the 24th of December is when this episode takes place. So as we established at the very beginning, you've reached the end once you get to in and around December 25th. So I enjoyed all the performances of this particular episode. There is a lot going on, but also mainly because it's the weight of everything we've learned this season coming to a boil, coming to a head for this particular episode. And a lot of people are getting pushed to the edge. And at the top of
And
that
they're
list-
about to break. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're right. They are about to break.
I was quoting Linkin Park. I'm sorry.
So,
I'm so sorry. He just pops in my head right here. I'm one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. That's all that comes in my head right now. Shane Nolan says that Arwen Evelyn, I think he was a former Borg drone in an episode with 7 of 9. He was one of, that's not even what I'm supposed to be reading right now. Arwen Evelyn says this stream is brought to you by Crisco, Jazz Hands, and Mum Berries. Mum's the word, berries the edible. Don't confuse the Keith. He's yelling at you like a tossed lover.
Berries and the juice. Juice.
I'm going to start cutting it up so we can have commercial segments where memes can just have like 13 seconds, and it'd be great.
Yes.
I should really start using TikTok.
I don't think TikTok can handle you.
I started one, and I thought the U.S. was going to, quote unquote, nuke it from orbit, but people seem to like it. Continue.
But ads, YouTube's going to probably start realizing that they should be able to insert more than just paid ads, but interesting things with their systems. So make commercials so you can use them later.
I may or may not have been talking with Team YouTube. Some interesting people have slid up into my DMs.
Interesting.
I often slide up into people's.
Oh, this is really awkward. I don't know what's
Not as
going on
often
here.
as some.
Well, you don't need to hear about your prison experiences. Let's get going.
It's never
He told me he was a
convicted.
parole officer. I had to waddle
my
all the way
God.
home. I'm sorry.
Jesus.
Well, the story's for another time, Stephen. Continue with your
Okay.
show.
All right, Keith, back to you while I find more shit to be uncomfortable with.
Why are you uncomfortable?
I don't know. Because I dropping shit.
'Cause I've been up in Stephen's DMs.
I'll be up all in your DM.
Yeah, this basically tees off everything, Keith, right?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And it's bringing to head a lot of different storylines that have been out there. Definitely the war between the Narn and the Centauri, and of course the increasing changes and really overwatch of the Night Watch of Babylon 5. And the realization that definitely something is going to have to be done real soon. This entire episode has this weight to it, an overall feeling that you are about to see, that everyone is stressed, they're on the edge. And again, as Stephen said, it's about to break. So that's what makes this a really, really good episode.
When the captain says engage blast doors, you know some S is going down.
Yes.
No. Well, you look at how we played it. It's like target. If they fire, destroy them. It's like, oh, you shot first. We just continue to respond. It's like, this is our area. You're here. We understand you don't like these people. We said we were going to give them sanctuary. We should listen to we should try to keep our word, right? That's the thing. He was hitting on that tensor of honor. Basically, it's like, no matter what you say, even if he broke the law, it's like, well, he's trying to be an honorable man. It's like, well, I gave them my word. I will accept the consequences. I'm doing this. Got away with it with an apology he apparently didn't even need to give.
Question: what is the consequences?
What is that consequences?
It goes well with mumberries because it's kind of like consequence crunch.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Hello, Polymedes again.
But that's that's a good point, because then it's like, well, at what point is a law violating your natural rights, which are...
I'm not a lawyer, but apparently nullification is a thing. I apologize.
Indeed, sir.
People.
So, Adega, what did you think of this episode?
I'm still stuck on mulberries.
I know, right?
No.
We should totally make some
It
mulberry
was-
juice.
The insidiousness of friendly faces and slow moving wheels that destroy normalcy and the fabric of what's decent. You have these two guys come in who are supposed to be on your side, nice guys, friendly guys, doing the right thing, and you can just smell the sleaze on them, even through a television set.
Suits.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I've
you
read your
gotta
Twitter
suit.
feed, so I know what you think of Suits.
Well, like the metaphorical suits, as in those guys that are just bureaucrats. Yeah, for sure.
No, there's been
Actual
stories written about this because it happens over and over and over again in history, and it's brought out in B5 pretty well, where those with ulterior motives always come with a friendly smile and a sandwich, entice you, make things look good. It's all beautiful on the inside, but over time, you find out you were that slow-cooked frog.
Yep.
Oh, the turkey is dry.
Like
Yes.
John Malin's wife for a sandwich at her door.
Wow.
What the fuck?
They forgot the mail.
Let's go back here. Why are you guys talking about sandwiches?
Steven, you're supposed to be on this. You have all the lipid-based lubrication.
Yeah, we should make it a Crisco reference next time. I'm sorry. I'll speak more your language.
I disagree.
Yeah.
I think sandwich is much safer.
They come with pie and cupcakes.
Scalabetus! Because he's fat now. Wait, whose birthday is it? Whose birthday? Frank. Whose birthday is it? Oh, Apollome's being a member of the channel. Thank you very much. Everyone say happy birthday to Truck Dog. She turned 8 today. Well, happy birthday, Truck Dog.
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
Chuck
Chucky Dog.
Happy birthday, puppy.
Hey, puppy.
I like puppies.
And this is your Truck Dog.
Yeah.
No. Give me money.
Because she's Jewish.
Dog's Jewish?
Jesus.
Oh
was
no!
awkward and partly
Well, no.
time.
There was a line of thought.
Yes,
Sure when
and
we're
then
coming back.
interrupted by the ending of a clip. Yes, Susan Ivanova is Jewish, and they kind of vaguely touch on it in this episode. And they do so cinematically that makes you think of things that are to come.
Because they nipped a little off the top. I mean, most of it's still there. Me too.
Zach says sandwiches are beautiful. Sandwiches are fine. I like sandwiches. I eat them all the time. What the hell?
That's interesting.
Dude, I'm totally gonna steal
No,
it. Thank
really?
you. Please, someone send that to me.
Don't do it.
Dude, it's a pizza on the bagel song. It's like pizza in the morning,
Oh, yeah,
pizza in the
pizza in the
evening,
evening,
pizza at
pizza at
supper time. When pizza's on a bagel, you can have
Bagel.
pizza anytime. They were good. I
That's what it
didn't
is.
wait. I always burnt the top of my mouth. I was very impatient.
And see, ladies and gentlemen, this is the effect of too much TV in childhood.
What are you talking about?
I didn't
No,
pick
there's
up
mostly
on
the
that.
internet.
Arwen Avalon says, I don't understand what Memes is talking about most of the time, but he still makes sense. Don't give him power.
Listen to Steven.
We've lost. That's Keith you're pointing at.
No, people should listen
I
to
was
Steven.
pointing past you.
Keith, are you still there, or are you getting back?
Oh
in
yeah,
your chair?
yeah. I'm
I thought he was over lighting a Hanukkah to try and distract his mind.
I would like to give a special shout out right now to my members. Thank you for still being members. Please still be members after today. Please, for the love of
Lenora.
God, still be members. Please be sub to the channel, please. For the love of God, the Crisco needs it. Back to you guys.
Does it?
Oh man. Okay. Anyway,
The adult has re-entered.
I think we broke the adult though, so
Man, super, I need an adult. The Geiger had hello, and I see that Meme speaks subliminally. That's why. Subliminally. Hashtag adulting.
this particular episode does include something truly major within the story of Babylon 5 to this point, which is allowing everyone to see what Kosh looks like outside of his encounter suit.
true.
And then the understanding later on that, well, as you're watching it, different people seeing different things. And then the understanding from Delenn that letting Sheridan know that the Warlords have been helping the younger races for a long, long time. As I had stated earlier for the previous episode, that there are things still the humans do not understand about what is about to happen, what they are on the edge of. So,
Well, when you get a point where it's like, all right, I'm meeting a being from the heavens, whether it's like, all right, my God in this form, an angel, whatever it might be, it's like, oh, that's freaking awesome.
it would have been nice to know that, speaking
Oh,
of human
and Lando,
earlier.
what did you see? Oh my God, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
Lando is Star Wars.
Oh,
Londo.
I thought he was like the
Londo.
monkeys.
Londo.
See no
Yeah.
God, have no. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
it's depressing.
So Kosh is kind of like Galactus.
No. He would appear to at least humans to be more like an angel. So,
But like you know how Galactus is, he'll appear as whatever species he's coming to.
Silver
Recognize
Surfer
him.
might be a better.
Yeah, that is a better analogy where he takes on the anatomy of whatever he's around.
You're welcome.
Yeah, like if, like, because like Galactus looks the way we know him as because like we've seen him when he comes to Earth, but when he comes to other planets, he looks like something that they understand.
He is pretty much the representation of whatever that religion's faith is of a celestial figure, if that easy way sums it up.
Yeah.
They
He's
see what
anything
they
but-
make them see, because he's
Yeah.
actually a
So-
form of energy.
Yeah, that technically makes the Vorlon's comments as far as most Earth faiths go, because most of our things are based off of comments.
That's a good one. See, I was gonna say stars because all I remember
Yeah, same
when Patty went to go visit Kosh, it's like, may I hear it one more time? And it says here, and then all of a sudden you're seeing it. I'm like, all right, that looks bad. That looks like a star. That's very pretty. A star, a proton. I guess it depends on relativity and perspective and everything. Oh, it's the universe.
Do you mean the right stuff?
No, it's magic. You know.
I was thinking Cheerios.
I was quoting New Kids on the Block.
Okay, well,
That's why Keith is like, look at Keith. Keith is about to burst. He's like, I can't throw up now. Quick, hit the camera
He's
button.
like, I'm at like a titular moment of like the show shifting into like its next level.
Yeah.
And these folks are debating about which O's they're talking about.
We understand the importance.
Hanging tough.
Keith, you're one of the most patient human beings. I would totally vote for you for Saint.
I think Keith has the most fun here, and I know Adaga does too. I think all of us do, and that's why it's so fun. Like,
yeah.
Look,
I've already done the series. I've already watched all of this. So really what I'm getting out of this is seeing the show through the eyes of people that hadn't had a chance to experience the entire thing. So yeah,
all the young people.
Yeah.
No. Keith, this is important because I actually think Babylon 5, from like when we had Patty on and everything, it's like, all right, it's early internet. You know what? Let's reach out to these communities. These are some of the best communities. These are some of the most hardcore communities that will follow you for freaking years and stuff. It's like, let's actually work with them. And the sheer fact that fans get to give constant feedback, it's like, you know what? You're probably not gonna, I don't know, maybe have like we're just gonna retcon this. We're gonna retcon this. No. Everything plays out in some way, shape, or form. You're touching upon it, whether it's in comics, whether it's in the movies. It's just that sheer fact you're able to maintain continuity. I really don't think you could do that without working with the fans.
Yeah.
I mean,
Daryl the Derelict quickly says, fun fact, you cannot end it all by sticking your head in an easy bake oven. It's too small. It's literally a light bulb and a little thing to make cakes, dude.
I have one of those. They are underwhelming.
Yeah. So are the light bulbs.
Just make mug things instead. It's essentially the same process, but a microwave, and it will be more fun.
It's like using a Bic lighter to make s'mores.
What? No, you use the one with like the long thing on it, the butane match.
The blowtorch?
My dad liked them on fire. He liked them charred on the outside.
Did you guys have a house that was still standing?
Yeah, someone else has it.
Oh my God!
I almost pulled on the security system. Sorry.
Keith is wiping away the brow sweat. He's like, I just want to get through this fucking episode. There's an angel on the screen, and none of y'all talking about the angel. You talk about moonberries and fucking
What? Maybe moonberries are more fun than angelic things that are not an angel.
Do you think they had mum pies, like moon pies?
Exactly.
They had mum
That's
pies.
what I want Babylon themed food now. Come on, let's do this.
Oh my God, Lennier's gonna be working for the next 8 years.
Lennier, not Lemire. I can't get one Greek psychopath right, and I love this.
Wait, what? No, the shirt's over here.
I mean, I guess if I have to pick, I would prefer it'd be Raphael, as an angel if we're going to have the angelic demonology conversation, because it's an angel of healing and generally with a green light frequency, which is interesting because that's not a color that's really in this palette of the show like at all. So yeah, let's do that one.
Since I'm yellow, I think I'm required to say
angel, because I thought you meant the Ninja Turtle.
Of course,
I was
going to
say Michelangelo. No, yes, Mikey, party dude. He's the yellow guy, right? I'm wearing yellow.
Hey, Adaga, aren't you happy you came on today?
I'm feeling special.
This stream is brought to you by Short Busters. We ran out.
You were what? It's not safe to run out of a bus, you know. I mean, you
I
might
know.
roll, but
or eat it. Keith, back to you before we. Remember when we talked about Babylon 5?
I did. I made a great reference, and
I
you guys
know.
are just okay. Fine.
I love you too.
Don't run on the bus while it's moving.
Don't run on the bus while
Best
driving.
part.
Raphael loves pizza. Nobody likes Donatello. That's not true. Donatello.
I don't remember
I
who's
think
who, so I'm
that's
sorry.
Ninja Turtle.
I just remember by the weapons they have, and even then I forget.
Patricia, if you're watching, please come back.
I tagged you guys, or at least most people, in a video. I did that interview.
Yeah, I
if
saw
anybody
that.
happened to see it. Oh,
It was good. I was entertained.
I love how Keith immediately looks away.
I just enjoy seeing everybody's reaction to all of this stuff, including you memes. How you've grown as a fan and your interactions. Yeah.
Is it me or is Keith glowing orange every few seconds?
If there's natural light and it's waning, that can have an effect.
Yeah, I thought he was turning into a pumpkin. I'm like, Halloween's come early.
Have you been eating candy?
Your green screen's having a little bit of issue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been kind of fuzzy.
Daryl says,
Yeah.
I've been working 11 hours and counting. I'm loopy. I can't do this on my channel, so you guys get the brunt of it. Oh, that's, you can, all right. Well, then you just have to invite you on and we'll shoot this shit on a random stream on a Saturday or something.
Ta-da!
Fat chats. Woo!
Dining on Babylon 5 paperback, June 19th, 1998. You know what? It's probably a better menu than the Galaxy's Edge crap hotel.
You know what I'm going to have to
the
say about
soy-based
B5? B5 is the Naruto of sci-fi.
Okay.
How so?
I think-
Because I don't like
I-
Naruto.
Oh, I like Naruto. I think it's one of the greatest stories ever told. Then again, I resonate because, well, maybe like the yellow and stuff.
I'd like to thank the chat. You guys are awesome for sticking through with us and our car driving by. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Back to you guys.
Woo!
Keith, you have the floor now. Then Nandega, and then Monkey.
Yeah. Yeah, let me give you my overall impression of how I would rate this episode.
Oh, we're not going there, but okay.
Oh, okay. Well,
We have an angel on the screen. We haven't even talked about. We haven't gone into what happens next. How did this happen? First of all, the whole train scene. That is the worst CGI I've ever seen in my life. When they're waiting for it, it looks like a concept visual for a Disneyland monorail. It's so fucking bad.
You think it's worse than Tron? That was bad.
No, I like don't just Tron. I like Tron.
I don't have a problem with Tron, but it was not the best CGI. Or Flash Gordon is rough. What
Or
other
Reboot.
ones?
Yeah, Brett
That
Cohen.
cartoon reboot.
Yeah, Brett Cohen drops a $5 super sticker of the Shibu Inu saying, "Good job, thumbs up." I hope he's not lying. And for that, thank you, Brett, for always supporting the channel. And well, I'll give you. Oh, what haven't we given him yet? We'll give him this. I like that he almost smacked that kid with a staff, and it cuts off right there with a thank you. That was beautiful. Thank you, Brett. You're beautiful. Back to you, Keith.
thank you. Okay. The fact that things have progressed to a point to where Sheridan was almost killed brings up a lot of interesting questions, but it also is taking us into a storyline that will more than likely be resolved in season 3. But overall, I really do like this scene. This is one of those pivotal scenes within the story of Babylon 5 that helps change a lot of things. And at the time when this episode was broadcast, I mean, it was meant to be one of your major surprises at the end of the season, because since the pilot film, people have always been wondering what's inside Kosh's encounter suit. What does a Vorlon look like? And here you go.
Yeah.
Oh, this is why, like, you had, like, those people that were coming. We watched, like, one episode from season 3, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
No, this was the event that they were talking about. It had happened like in the garden and everything, and I'm like, dude, when you have like multiple different like alien races and stuff there, like folks from like all across the galaxy, and it's like people look up, what do they see? They basically see like a deity to them. It's coming down. You're like, it's as clear as day. You can completely see it, and then you have one man that sees nothing.
Yeah,
That's
well,
it.
I appreciate the bar scene when they're talking about that, and the Drazi goes and says, "It doesn't matter. It's all the same." It's like, yes, thank you. Someone understands.
Relative to the observer, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, they're all excited and relieved and grateful for a positive sign. So that's not entirely. I mean, it's perspective if you think what comes next is positive. I think it's very positive. But
Well, no, I love the sheer fact it's like you got the Delenn. It's like, well, Kosh, if you're gonna do something, do it now. And you're just like, you just normally in any situation, Kosh has just his snide remark and he walks away. But in this one instance, it's like, you're correct. I mean, what do you say? It's like, oh,
Cautious.
I guess God's real, so it's like, all right, cool. Now we got a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
Nerdporeal Lifeform, thank you for giving us your time and showing up. I know you're working on that next video and your Discord and stuff because I remember, but hail to you. Yeah, this episode had everything. It had faith battles. It had faith in philosophy. It had bombs on monorails and all the such. I don't know why I'm doing it like Sylvester the Cat. But,
suckling succotash. You have to push his hands. You're not doing it correctly. You have to push his hands over your tongue to the side of your
Well, I didn't get beat up enough to suck my tongue in my teeth to go like that.
She was in theater. She knows these things.
No, I was not actually in theater. I have a little brother who trolled people on WoW forever.
What?
All right, we're going to go to Adaga quickly. Adaga, how about you on this episode? What honorable mentions about this that you just like, man? Because I feel like you just came here to laugh. And
there is one part of this episode that really, really bothers me, and it has nothing to do with the writing. When Kosh and Sheridan hit the ground, and Kosh asks him, Sheridan goes, "Kosh?" And the actor, I think they could have got somebody else. It's like he was standing there thinking, wait, it's my turn. Okay, yeah, nodding my head. Yep, here we go. It just seemed so odd the way he acted that out. I thought, that could have been done better. But story-wise, there's not much I could really critique on it. I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I just really wish they had changed that acting part one little bit. Could have edited
one
that.
more try. Yeah, one more try.
Yeah.
I noticed that, but I was all right with it just because I'm like, well, it's Kosh. I mean, he's not going to tell you no, but it's like, all I know is if I was an extraordinarily powerful being and I came across some other folks and everything, I would totally want to troll the heck out of them. For every mumberry we can get, because we're brought to you by
memes.
I know.
I live in the back of a Volkswagen.
There is also
I had a Volkswagen. It had some axle problems. It was a recall.
Zach quickly says, "I was surprised that Sheridan takes public transportation."
They all do. How would they have cars on this spaceship? This
No,
is giant...
but this is the one thing. Haven't they gone to the gardens
segues.
before? It's usually elevators.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. It's generally elevators or inclinators, and then trains.
People movers.
So yeah, and then like people movers.
Are you saying Kosh is not kosher?
No, is Kosh derived from the Hindu cautious stuff? I don't know. I know you do. I know you do.
I'm going to quote a wise Mollari, "Wear star stuff."
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much all
It stands for Keystone Occupational Safety and Health. Or
there is one key thing in this.
Go ahead.
Keith.
Go ahead. Sorry, Dagan.
Sorry.
No, it's just there was one thing in here that's we've overlooked it, but it's important. When Sheridan is doing his stuff on the bridge against the Centauri battleship, the representative from Earth Earth comes in, starts throwing a fit, and he gets kicked out. Sheridan respects the chain of command.
Mhm.
And these people that come in from Night Watch and the political arm trying to boss him around, he says, you know, you have no authority here. I am going to do my thing and pay consequences later if the authority is above. But he doesn't, and you can see how much it irks this guy that we have on here, that Sheridan isn't listening to him, but he has no authority over Sheridan. As much as he wants to, as much as he tries to intimidate, doesn't push him around.
It's like I said, Sheridan's very much on paper this perfect bureaucratic person, but that's not how he acts. He just has all that experience, so he knows the steps and he knows how this game is played. He just doesn't play it. So,
well, it is foreshadowing of many things to come.
Archer Colin has a quick question for the panel. Do you take your crunch and mumberry breakfast with milk?
Ooh, you may want to save the milk for later. I'm not sure you want to mix it with mumberry juice.
But you're right, Daggett, because it gets to this point that after everything's happened, we get introduced to two. There's three things we introduced to. The Warlords reveal themselves, the Shadows are revealed in an ISN report, and we get a change in uniform. Sorry, was I saving that for you, Keith? Because you're biting your lip like motherfucker. I wanted to say that.
He's just grateful to be on the show. He doesn't want to be kicked off.
I like it when you young people remember us back in the day when we don't live in the Miami airport and we were able to talk about the TVs with the radio blasting and those stories with the audio and the visual pictures we do for our uncles and aunts here and shit.
Whatever you say, Captain Crisco.
Captain Crisco will beat you down, sir.
He will not.
I'll tell you what, I will lift this gravy up and make you feel like mashed potatoes.
That's crispy crunch to you, my friend.
You can keep your crispy away from me. I don't know where that's been.
It's extra tasty, I hear.
Yeah.
Finger looking.
Okay.
I guess it's an ambassadorial uniform, right? But you guys don't remember this?
Well, he's a bureaucrat. Yes, he's a diplomat. He's trying to say we're going to have a non-aggression pact. It's like you're not supposed to have this. You need to listen to Mr. Londo and everything. And he's like, I'm the freaking captain. Get out of here. And it's like that you said. It's like he is charged with running and protecting Babylon 5 and all its inhabitants, as he reminded the gentleman that he would not be here. Just saying.
Yeah.
Correct. Well, there's not much for me to add to a lot of this. I think everyone pretty much recognizes the importance of the episode and all the high points that were hit. I really, really liked this episode, and I liked how it was written. Again, another great job from J. Michael Straczynski on this one. And for an episode that takes place December 27th. So, really, I think it's, December 27th to the January 9th. So, yeah.
And the reason why I brought up the whole uniform thing is because if you're actually looking at it, this is a subtle hint of things to come. Change of uniform. See in season 3.
Kind
right?
of. I mean, I guess you could.
I took it as that, but I guess.
Yeah, I guess you can take it that way. I figure it's just like this is his
Formal
previous
dress.
uniform. Yeah, formal dress. What he had before becoming captain. So it's strictly military, and that is. Like I said, he on paper he is like this perfect bureaucrat, go along to get along kind of guy, but he's not actually that. So he's playing that up.
Quickly, there is no baby in Babylon 5. That is the name of a space station. I doubt that 40,000 people can survive on a giant baby floating in space with no air. Nice try though, Tim. I see you there. Thank you for being
Could
here.
be a celestial baby.
Here we go. All right. Thank you, Steven. I think we broke Keith again.
What?
It doesn't work, Keith. I know.
Okay. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna roll with it.
We also got introduced to Night Watch that people seem to forget that was slid in with that shopkeeper, and we're seeing how things are starting to play out.
Well, they've already brought up Night Watch passively, and now we're seeing what they actually are about. And then, like I said, they slip in the lighting of the menorah, which is essentially pointing out what this is really about with a very subtle cultural way. And it's fascinating that they do it that way. And yeah, it gets real. And it does fast.
Well, it's the holidays. It's like I think they did it right with the one exception in my opinion, it's like what are you giving Sheridan? It's like, oh, here's a piece of a black star. It's like I'm sitting there, I'm just like, ooh, don't think the lens gonna like that. But I understand the set of it. It's like it's showing you that the impossible is possible. That's a great mimetic right there, but the sheer fact that I don't think the lens gonna like that. Just it rubs them the wrong way.
Yeah.
Well, I think that comparison, I don't know if you're hinting at this to Kate, or am I just really slow and not catching on, but you have Night Watch, which is equivalent to the brown shirts, and you have the menorah, which is equivalent to Jews, and you have the two sides of the argument.
Right, and I'm going back even farther than that, like what the origins of Hanukkah are actually. That's what I'm referring to, but it's essentially the same unfortunate scenario of bad people doing bad things to people because they have a different perspective and different way of life.
The menorah goes back.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like origin stories. That's my reference, not just 21st century or 20th century.
I tend to go with no group or community has monopoly on a-holes.
Yeah, I understand.
It is true.
Unfortunately,
someone was bringing up in the chat. I don't think we were just introduced to Mr. Morden in this episode. That's more of the season 3 with the whole influence with Earth, if I remember that correctly.
No, didn't he get stopped in the station?
No, I'm talking about in this episode. He had no influence of the actions happening right now. I don't think we've ever seen him involved with EarthGov in general, have we? Yeah, EarthForce, no. So that's kind of a foretelling right there. So I didn't want to actually address it in that such a fashion. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it is a formal dress, but I maybe I read too much into this. I took it as also a subtle nod of things to come.
Yeah, it's interesting foreshadowing because you don't see him in this, but then it's also like it's pointing out his history and why he can handle these jerks. So it's icky balls.
It's also something else you're not. Well, I think we're all missing here. That maybe I'm also going to be reading too far into this. He's wearing this formal dress to make the public apology, but the way he's saying it, he's not saying it like he would an officer about how he's saying I'm not this and that. He's wearing a formal uniform of the EarthForce that he is supposed to follow the rules and the regulations and everything else, right? But he's realizing that is just a shell of not him, that those rules no longer matter to him. That's what I'm beginning to see it as. He is saying those lines like, hold on, let me get it for you. I apologize. I'm sorry. We had to defend ourselves against an unwarranted attack. He's in formal dress. It's supposed to be a public apology. I'm sorry that you're like they even said that it's just an apology. It's just words. It doesn't have to mean anything. He was said to that. It was along those lines. He was said that. And right then there, he realizes that the uniform no longer fucking matters to Earth. And that the people, that the regulations and of being an officer, a soldier, no longer matters to him because it's no longer the precedent of what EarthForce stood for.
He's accepted a higher duty.
It's not a higher duty. I don't think it's a higher duty. I think he's starting to realize that the people he has contributed his life to has given into the political nature of what is going on in the background. And you remember,
exactly, politics is throwing away common sense and decency, which the uniform was supposed to represent.
All right. I guess, Shane, if that was pulled down today in the chat, let's not get mine pulled down with conversation about it, please. I don't know what's going on, but let's leave it at that. I'm sorry culture got pulled down, but I don't want that happening here. Thank you. I don't know, something about MBB.
I don't know
just
what
leave it
that
at
is. So
And I'm just gonna say it outside. Don't feel rude about it. I'm just gonna cut. Let's just cut that short then, because I don't want that. I have a good standard right now. But yeah, I think he's starting to realize that the uniform is no longer of his standards. Maybe I should have summed it up like that. Sorry, but I may cut anyone off. Yeah. Go ahead. You see the anger in his delivery when he's saying this statement. Like you see the anger in him, and like you can feel it. And for those with Sheridan's always been by the books type of man. I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm sorry we had to defend ourselves against an unwarranted attack. I'm sorry your crew was stupid enough to fire on a station filled with 250,000 civilians because of their personal fucking war, including your own people. This is it right here. And I'm sorry I waited as long as I did before I blew them all straight to hell. As with everything else, it's the thought that counts. It's the apology. It's bullshit. This apology is bullshit to him. He's realizing that these people don't care about their people. They care about the fucking who's right in a war. They care about the power. And he this is where the apology has no meaning. And this is how angry he is that he has to be this billboard for something that means nothing, because people don't want to be brought in, but it already looks like they're taking sides by not doing something.
Don't advertise on me.
It's not choosing as a choice. Yeah, and he's making a choice of a higher calling. You don't have to be so fancy with the terminology, but that's ultimately what he does by delivering this in a way that says, I'm sorry, you're stupid.
And yeah, this is in front of a mirror. Remember, this is in front of a mirror. He's saying this not in front of people. He's saying this because he knows he can't say it exactly like this to Londo, who Londo has been nothing more than a fucking spoiled brat. But he's having like these glimpses of self-consciousness for his actions, but it's not enough to sway him, and he's still acting like a dick. I'm sorry. What? I'm sorry.
All six, not just one.
No, he was practicing on the train when nobody was around.
And he was still targeted.
Well,
on the train.
yeah. Well, why else would they have him go to the garden?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I thought it was clearly an assassination plot.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Is someone snoring?
Nope.
No.
Oh.
Keith, are you awake?
I am very much awake, dude.
Okay, all right, cool. Dude. All right, well, hang 10, Cowabunga, man. Thanks for coming back. All right, man. What's up, my buddy? Want to go get some Capri Sun and hang down with our hot tops on the beach? Sorry.
Oh, man.
Sorry.
You don't like you say
That's
that as
totally
if you don't
rad
use
of you. No, I don't use those words. What was that to me?
Who hasn't given their take?
Someone who does not know beach culture.
Dude uses a gender neutral
Poor
as well.
Steve.
Yeah, when was the last time you saw me on a beach crispy baconing myself? When was that happening? You want to smell Crisco? Yeah, it's that fat guy over there next to the
Wait a
beach
second,
whale.
is dudette non-gender neutral?
No,
I think
dude,
is it only?
It's more of like an insult versus dude just as.
No, I mean I use them both. I tend to use dudette as well, but XX Mrs. Memes use dude as gender neutral. That's just
Keith, is this true? Are you high?
Who, me?
Explorer's not here. No, not you. You're Keith now? Okay, I'll call you Keith Jeebus.
Anyway,
We haven't
sorry.
talked about it. It's okay. Jeebus, did you like this episode? Is there anything you wanted to talk about that you liked about it?
I like the fact that when he exposed himself.
Exposed.
Kosh.
Sorry. Yeah, that was pretty much
I guess
brilliant.
that sounds kind of wrong.
It sounds kind of.
No, I enjoyed it as well.
Reveal his true autonomy.
When he finally came out, no,
There's no winning with
thing.
you. You're horrible.
What? You don't believe in God?
Me, no, personally, no.
Your call. You go your way, I'll go your way.
And I have a thought though. If this guy wasn't brought in, if this guy right here wasn't brought in, it was just a single old man trying to wag his finger around. Do you think it would have been such a high tense situation with how he was trying to throw government around and all this? Right? The government says gotta do this. Honestly, that collar shouldn't be buttoned up. It looks like he's trying to hide the rest of his chins.
He was also the Mollari like warrior cast too, because I looked at him like that warrior Mollari was kind of scary, and I'm like, wow, he's a very handsome and creepy dude. I'm like, yeah. So
I think, well, Archer, I think they were I think the reason why they did the whole attack was because Sheridan, they took it as a bias that he sided with the Narn, when Babylon 5 space in general is supposed to be neutral space. And since a non-aggression pact wasn't signed yet, they still have the ability to provide sanctuary or whatever has been requested until they move on. They didn't let them on the station. They didn't give them supplies. They let them repair, but keep out of sight. That is not taking sides, but they took it as such. So they wanted them wiped out. And we don't know. We could also have been influenced by an outside force of the shadows. We don't know. Reefa's all over the place.
Steven, he blew up their battleship.
They attacked first. But they attacked first.
You really think, do they care? What was the outcome?
Yeah.
Apply this to any battle you have, even on the internet.
But they attacked their own people.
Who cares who started it? No, people did bad things to us. We need to get revenge.
Okay, but I think it had more. But yeah, you're right, probably too.
Oh no, I'm not saying there probably was more. The Centauri are very logical. They'll play things out, and again, there's always some a-holes.
Yep.
All right, we're getting that weird point. Should we start rating this episode and wrapping up, guys? Is that it? Is that where we're going with this?
Sure.
Anyone else have anything else to add about this episode? If I've cut you off, my apologies.
I suppose you're correct that this having the younger sidekick makes it more eerie, and then they happen to pick someone who just has a punchable face and probably has only ever been a bad guy.
Him and Morden both have punchable faces. Do you notice that?
I know. Yeah, I do.
Let's not face discriminate.
You don't want to punch your face.
That's in their character actor resume. Punchable face.
Yes.
Is this true?
It makes good money.
I didn't know I could put that down.
Do it. Do you have a punchable face?
I've been told so.
Oh well, congratulations.
Thank you.
I'll make money.
I should do that.
Oh man.
Somebody do something or I won't stop.
Okay, let's just start with Jeebus. What would you rate this episode, and what was your distinctive favorite part?
I had to give it a 9, and then I just liked it when she asked him to, like, are you gonna reveal yourself? And then he did. He was like on like, hold my beer.
Yeah.
Cool. Adega?
I'd be about a 9.5. That, I know it doesn't sound like a big deal, but that little acting point that I brought up earlier, it really should have been edited. And then Stephen brought up this picture of all these different costumes. I remember talking with, and I'm sure you caught this too, Keith, with the people who do the full makeup. There are some actors and actresses that can't do it.
Yeah.
Not just the sitting in the chair, but actually there's a tinge of claustrophobia that hit him. And this guy is a pro at it, especially with the Klingon makeup.
Mm-hmm.
But no, a 9.5.
It's like wearing a full body wetsuit sometimes.
Let's see. Let's go to memes.
We're gonna go with a 9.825. It was. You literally have. It's like, all right, what happens? You finally see a Vorlon outside of an encounter suit. Not even the former Centauri Emperor got a chance to see that. He just got the last thing he got to hear was, how is it going to end? In fire. It's like, all right, that's kind of terrifying. And then people actually see a Vorlon. It's like, oh, look, our deity. Maybe this is a sign from God. I don't know. Like they said, it's like, doesn't matter. Looks like a good sign. May the Vorlons be with you.
Kate?
I'd say like an 8. I do like to hold my beer part, so it's fun when Delenn gets annoyed. So
That is the point when you want the gal next to you to yell at you to do something. It's an applicable moment.
Well, yeah. Steven, how about you, man? I mean, what did you think of this episode?
I'll wait for Kate. There you go.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Don't apologize. I'm just
How
waiting.
dare you have hair?
Honestly, it's up there in the 8s to 9s for me. It's one of those things that it was a breadcrumb big enough that. What? Wait, whoa, what? Patricia Tallman liked your tweet. FS, it's not too late for Keith to mention she's hot. Go for it, Keith. Yeah, Patricia, you're always welcome to come on any Monday. I'm going to say that right now because Keith thinks you're hot, but you're also very smart, very brilliant, and we've had a lot of fun with you. That's right, Keith. Brought to you by Uncomfortability. Oh, she did. Oh, this episode. Oh, okay. But thank you, Zax. And you're coming on next week, so wear pants. We're finally getting to the point that I've been wanting to talk about. I love season 3, season 4, season 5. I love them. They're coming. I don't give a fuck about. I really don't. Season 2 with the whole Sinclair stuff and the Babylon Square, that's where stuff starts picking up. Like I've told people before on the game streams, when it comes to anything with lore, I like the back history. How, like with Lord of the Rings, how the rings were formed, stuff like that, how they're handed down to the different realms. I like that stuff because going back and seeing how the ruins there, but the tech that's involved and how it can change on a person's life and what it was meant to be used for and what it's used for now, it's the same right now. We're getting a great war again, or we're getting the old trying to teach the new, but the new are eventually going to rise up and evolve because they no longer want to be the child. We're getting to that point. So it's an 8 and 9 for that retrospect. The Vorlons reveal themselves. The shadows have been revealed, but now they're actually revealed. It feels like the major players are now out.
Yeah.
And things are going to go. Not in a good way, not in a bad way, but in a way of evolution, which has choices across the board. I talk too much.
No.
No, that was beautiful. No, I think we may have kind of figured out like free will the other day.
I'm moved to tears.
It was beautiful. No, it literally goes into what you just said. I'll probably put this to pictures or something and some music.
The reason why Babylon 5 is brilliant to me, and maybe a lot of us here, Kate especially, Kate is one that doesn't watch a lot of sci-fi, but she took a chance because Keith and I were talking about one day and we sold it, and she is now part of this panel. We've been doing this for weeks. Memes, we sold this on the pretense of another Expanse, and look at him now. Even though he's late and he keeps that consistency, he has added himself to the show with retrospects that most of us don't see while he's applying like his mimetic theories and other stuff towards it and how it's relatable to how he talks about stuff on his channel. Keith is a longtime fan as well as met a lot of the cast. Adega has read a lot of the books and also a huge fan, has of the toys. Jeebus has worked on the set and in that hot tub warehouse. He rustles around a lot, but I have fun with him anyway. It's because he's become a good part of the panel. He's part of this B5 family. I think so. Shows do this anymore.
No. For the most part, things don't do it because they're either extraordinarily commercial or because people aren't moved in different ways by how things are written. So.
Yeah, you don't get this from Star Trek. Like today's Star Trek, maybe because of how it's delivered differently, because this has explosions, but it has character development.
Yeah.
Well, it's melded together. That was the thing. Everybody kind of like plays off of everyone else, whereas especially if you still got getting big productions, you got big stars and everything, and then just if it's so bureaucratized to a point where it's like, all right, you're only kind of over here. It's like, now are you just doing what's kind of best, or are you going over like all the additional motives, and then every individual, maybe they're wanting to try to play up a particular thing for whatever reason it is, because I mean, we all like to do stuff like that.
Yeah, I do think that a lot of it may also, to Meme's point, be that the show and the writing is very anti-bureaucracy, so it seems natural that it would be such a smaller production, and if that too. And if no one's done Hot Tub Warehouse as a studio name, there you go. Take that idea and let's make stuff happen. Let's go.
I'll just use that as a T-shirt, I think.
Yes.
Monkey, how were the tubs?
They never saw it. It was a cleaned out, refurbished house for the stage settings. I don't think there were hot tubs there.
They didn't have any hot tubs
But
left.
it's just funny.
I just think that we don't get a lot of shows where we're not constantly yelling at them for how they're not keeping with what the shows previously maintained. This has brought 6 different, maybe even 7 or 8 more when we have different panelists come on. Not only, let's look at Arwen Avalon. She has shared the show with her son, and that has created a bonding. This is the whole thing we're trying to get along when it comes to mainstream. The bonds that are created. Hello, Jace. I see you in the chat. The bonds that shows, comics, whether it like video games, like when you're spending that time with people, it is memories. And we have 6 different individuals here right now, all from different mindsets, all from different points of view, likes, dislikes. But we're talking about one thing in similarity. And you tell me something else that's done that lately. Why do we have to go back 30 years to look at something to get fulfillment today? It's not.
There is something that I learned from. He was the Stargate and Dark Matter, a few other things. Joe Malazzi, and the cast that we got to talk to that did that show, all of them absolutely loved it. It was very successful. The same with Stargate. They did the same type of thing. And what I learned from them, and this is something that Babylon 5 did, is the bureaucracy, kind of like what was mentioned, the people above weren't pushing an agenda into a show. And the people who are working on the show worked as a team, not as independent egos striving to get recognition or fighting amongst each other. There's most of the shows nowadays, people that work on them, whether they be the actors, the crew, or what have you, take it as a job, not as a joy. Some of them take it as a real burden, just trying to get a paycheck.
Yeah.
Where magic happens is when people with creative ideas are allowed to express them to their fullest with a team that wants to help, not wants to take their piece of the pie or interject their little ideology here or there, which messes up the overall story. And if it's a good story, it won't show that way on television. But if it's a good story with a good crew and people that are allowed to do it, big budget or not, it becomes a thing of history, of decades. Yeah. It lasts.
It's a thing of love.
It's real.
Yeah, unlike Star Trek Discovery.
So, I know you had to get that in there, but like
I had to because it again. But a lot of what Adega just said applies. True. You know, if you've been paying attention, they have had a lot of drama behind the scenes of that series since the first season, and you don't get anything good coming out of it when you have people that are scared to contribute, when you have someone who is running a showrunner, or in this case, someone who used to be a showrunner, that causes all of the other writers to fear them. So, yeah, I stand by what I said. You know, they spend a lot of money on that show, a lot of money, but that doesn't make it good. No. You know.
Well, that's the thing. You can have all the effects you want, and like, you know what, that's going to be catchy, and some folks will like that and everything. But in order to keep and hold people and to continue to draw people in, you actually need to have like a good story. And this is the thing. Shows like Babylon 5, they showed it's like, all right, you don't necessarily need to have that ginormous budget to actually put on something decent. And especially with modern technology, I'm sitting here, and even like 10 years ago, I'm like, listen, couldn't you make like the old Star Wars movies, like utilizing like even like Premiere from back in the day when I actually knew how to use that and everything? It's like, you look at the stuff, it's like, why can't we do it?
But they did it without a huge budget.
Oh, Steven, I have an idea. We'll talk about it later.
Okay, well, Cuddle.
Archer. Shane, you're right. But here's the thing about that. They have turned the anniversary of the first episode of Star Trek into this apparent Star Trek Day. And it's meant to really be a celebration of really their version of Star Trek. I'm one of those people that do not participate in that. To me, Star Trek was always a universal thing. As far as I'm concerned, September 8th will always be just about that little show.
Keith,
That
then why not, if we have energy for we've got this butter this Wednesday, why don't we talk about the first episode of Star Trek and Generation, the first episodes of all the seasons, and not include Kurtzman's shit?
Well, I mean, as I was about to say, it's
Sorry.
really just about that first series and the people that really set the stage, not only for just what followed what they did as far as Star Trek is concerned, but even for a show like Babylon 5, which J. Michael Straczynski continues to point out that he is a big, big fan of Star Trek, meaning the show Star Trek and not any of the sequel shows. No hashtags, no whatever after. It's just Star Trek.
Just the OG stuff. Now, Steven, you must remember what Miss Tallman told us. We must be discreet. She did like the tweet of this show, so
I'm going to say thank you, and if she's listening, she has an invitation. I will always give that invitation to people that have given their time to us to talk about the show, to talk about their love, even if it's Shakespeare. I don't care. Discreet is one thing.
It also doesn't hurt if they're more famous.
It's not about famous. She's a human being.
Isn't this how we clout chase?
No, I don't clout chase.
What does it even mean?
He cupcake chases, not clout chases.
No, I find that term bad, because clout chasing is when you want to get to know someone who has worked on a show because you actually love that character, or they know the people on the set. Look at how Keith talks about it, or Daga talks about it. It's not about the clout. She's a human being.
I apologize. You're right.
I'm sorry. You're good, man. I don't clout chase. You saw
I'm trying to add levity.
I know, but you know how shocked I was when she actually said sure. How excited I was. I didn't expect that. It's because you don't get a lot of actresses and actresses that will look at a tweet when their feeds are full of these people and say, sure, sounds like fun. That blew me away. It was exciting. You were all excited. It was and when I reached out to people that were watching the show for the first time, I'm like, would you like to come on and be with us? Because not because of who they are or how big their channels were, it's because they were loving the show and they had an opportunity. A lot of us don't get those opportunities. I don't get a lot of opportunities. A lot of us are introverts, or we have shit that's happened over the last 2 years that's put us in a predicament where we can't go to cons. We can't do this. We can't do that. And meanwhile, the people that used to go to cons that we've never had a chance to or could have a chance to in the future, they may not be around next year because of their age, and their legacy is hiding in a basement underneath a San Diego building. I refuse to think of it as clout chasing. And I know I'm not attacking you. Celebrities are still human beings, and if you can get past the celebrity, they're just your neighbor. They're your friend. They're your family.
Won't you be my neighbor?
Yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable with other memes, but no, I am not a clout chaser.
No, it's people are people, so why can't it be?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I get along so awfully.
Keith's my neighbor.
Depeche Mode.
Yeah.
And Adega.
Adega's an author. I could be like, oh crap, we got an author on here. Tell us more about your books. I want your clout. Give me all your clout and your glasses from Trigon. I want them all right now. Where are my books, by the way? I just reminded that shit. It's been about
I like clout.
No,
they're
keep reminding
another
me.
inch over.
Don't ever stop harassing me about it until it's on your doorstep.
I'm going to get
serious.
a shirt called "Where's My Books." I'm going to make
Good.
people wear it and model it. No, that's not going to. But like the chat here, like even when we talked about it and she agreed to come on, I wanted to focus on the chat's questions, and I wanted to focus on before we did that the chat had a chance to ask, and that's it. I want people to feel like they can come here, even if we're not talking about a show. If you guys just want to do a live stream and talk about your day, let's just fucking do that. I want humanity.
How dare you be a good host?
I am tired of talking about the same topics over and over again because there's already someone else doing it that's going to have the same point of view. You know, talk about that bureaucracy. The bureaucracy of YouTube is doing the same topic over and over again without recourse of where your soul left you.
Here's something I wanted to kind of pat you on the back there, Fat Steven. Keith, you have in this. I got to do it in a broad way. Keith, you've been to different conventions. You met these different people. How many times did they get really emotional when you met them about the show?
Oh, quite a few people get emotional.
Okay,
not everyone, but quite a few. More than I would have thought. When I met Sarah Douglas, she was very personable. I found her to be refreshingly personable and really very candid about how she felt about things, having acted in a lot of different things, but especially about working on the Superman films, but with a lot of the cast members of Babylon 5 that I met, incredible people. I mean, every single one of them I never had a bad experience with any member of that cast. They've all been great people.
That's the thing, is when Patricia came here, you all saw there was a few times where she was holding back tears. She was that emotional about things.
Mm-hmm.
And that solidifies for this show in her mind that there's a good group of people that are interested in her life and what she's done. Not just Babylon 5, but the whole thing. Mm-hmm. And that's not clout chasing or anything, Stephen, but not only did that particular show help us out, it helped her out. It was therapeutic in a lot of ways. And I appreciate you allowing us to be part of that. It was great. Yeah. I'm still trying to get the grease stain out of my shorts for that episode because I was excited.
It's fine, and I thank you for that. But honestly, without you guys listening or even giving me a chance, this wouldn't be here. I have always had a problem maintaining friendships through my life, and the online thing has helped me a long way. Everyone across the board on YouTube has given me a chance, even helped me build my computer to get where I am today, is why I take it so seriously. That you show up on time, but not gonna egg you for it because it's part of your charm. I'm not pointing you out. I'm saying in general, even Keith's late sometimes. I'm looking at both of y'all right now, but this is my job now because there's things coming up in my real life that it's putting a lot of my income in question. But I don't share it because it's not for here. But I love doing this. I never got to think I would meet half of the people I have met, whether it be through Pop Culture Minefield or Memes of Destruction or Kate or Daga, Loki, all these people. It's just, in a long time doing this type of stuff, having labs, I have felt somewhat happy. And happy is something that's a very rare commodity lately with a lot of people. And if we can do that for 2 hours, I know I sound preachy. You're right, Daga. She did look like she was on the verge of tears, especially when she was talking about Shakespeare and when Kate asked that one question she's never heard before. Or Jeebus comes in and just is himself and says that random thing. Conversation is the most brilliant art form because you can draw a picture within seconds and it can be lost within a heartbeat. And we're so busy attacking the things or looking for the things that upset us that we can't even spend 2 hours to enjoy the things that make us want to just have a hot chocolate and curl up in front of the TV and rewatch it. You know what I mean? It's the same shit. I love to talk because I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I hope a lot of y'all keep your fucking sleeves on your hearts. Your heart's on your sleeves. Sorry, I fucked that up. But it's great. I love this show. Like, I want to do not DS9, but I want to do Sequest DSV in the future. I would love to talk about Black Clover one day. There's so much stuff out there. I just think we got to start doing it.
So what you're saying is it's like Pokemon.
Not really.
We gotta want to
make you on time. Yeah.
Oh, that really bothers you.
Thank you guys in the chat. That's just the way I am. I see the world. I know a lot of people see the world protectively. I am protective of but what the fuck? It's YouTube. It's always going to be here. We're not going to live that long.
You're a great mama bear.
Yeah. Go fuck yourself.
But do you realize that you're doing something you love and that's why it's successful? Like, has that dawned on you at all?
It is. It's successful, but
because you love doing
it. But success doesn't mean respect, and I want it to be respected, just like people want to be respected for the roles they play. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. And respect does come, but it's earned. I will never beg for respect.
I know, and I'm not saying that you haven't earned it or anything, but I'm just pointing out that prioritizing doing the things you love will go farther.
You have the ability to keep it up, whereas if you're doing something that you don't necessarily love, you might be successful at it, but you're going to eventually just burn yourself out because, well, you don't love doing it. Whereas if you love doing it, it's like, well, why wouldn't you keep doing it? Especially if you are successful.
I do about 8 to 12 hours streaming a day.
I know.
And you're very impressive and enjoyable.
Yeah.
Well, that's the first time Wobbin said that being serious. Thank you, Kate. I appreciate that. Yes, I went down that awkward road.
Are you serious? Because I have that. I just find that hard. Okay.
Zach, that's one of the reasons Firefly came up with FFS. Thank you. I think you guys are all brilliant. Thank you. I want to say enough. It's not in the chat. And Patricia, if you are listening, you're always welcome. Just shoot me a DM if you want to come on a Monday. It doesn't even have to be a question period. We can talk about anything. As long as we start with one episode of Babylon 5 so the people in the chat don't go like, what the fuck? and I'll split the super chats with you eventually because, I don't know, you asked for it last time. But
we still need to do that group therapy session.
Well, if she comes on now, she's entering at a period where from here on out, she really is playing a major part in the story. So her coming on now would be really advantageous for the show because I'm thinking a lot of people from here, starting at this point and going on are going to start to have a lot of questions and quite a few of them about her character. So
Nicole Mellett, I haven't seen you before, but I don't know if you've been here before, but nice and welcome to the channel. Where is the screening room? It's my Twitter DMs, or you just tag me on my community tab. But the same thing is, it's a long shot. Bruce, if you're listening, Claudia, the invitation stands. You can pass it on to all of them. J.M. Straczynski, it stands. You're always welcome in my house. It's there.
Just keep being you.
That's all I'm going to do.
And a bit more discreet.
I'm not going to be discreet.
He doesn't.
No. I didn't say discreet. I said a bit more discreet.
No.
I don't expect you to be discreet.
I think it's at the point where we're being discreet about how honest we are doesn't get you anywhere. You got to be yourself and just go with yourself.
Just be polite, which is you are. So
I don't know if we can go that fucking far, though.
You don't think you're polite?
He's Canadian. He can't help it. He's always going to be
Listen
polite.
here, I will write sorry on the tips of both of my boots and put it in your asses. I swear to God.
No, you won't.
I know, not you, because you'll beat me down. And then
A
Jeeves will beat
boot
me down.
or about? I apologize for my racism. Nationalism.
Only like super rural
Mulberry.
areas do they
Make
say
sure to
it.
have it with your post crunch.
Memes, when you talk, my brain does this.
You're not the first person that's more or less communicated that.
But thank you guys for being here. And like, if you guys have anything to add, like, honestly, one day I would love to do like a group thing where we get like 10 people on and we just talk about our favorite episodes of season 2 or 3 or like just something like that. I think there's a lot of people that want to talk about it, but they're afraid. And that's cool.
You mean we're extending an invitation to be inclusive?
Hey, can you be discreet, memes? Can you be discreet just for a moment, please? Just be a little discreet.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. A little bit.
Could I drop a link? What do you mean to drop a link? For what, Nicole? Why does that name sound familiar?
No, she's been around. She wants to come on.
You're not going to yell at me, are you? I'm used to people yelling at me. But do you mean for a show next time? Or what do you mean? I can bring you on after we're live if you want to talk to us. But sure. What is it you want to talk about before I do that? Oh, for fuck's sake, / discreet memes. Are you really just going along in the chat now?
What? I'm being discreet.
You're not. You're writing discreet.
Technicalities.
Oh my God, dude. Oh my God.
Words on the internet.
Interneting professionally?
Just, before we forget, though, we're not logging off just yet, but next week is season 3, episode 1 and 2.
Getting close to my favorite episode. Yay.
I have done the show. Yes, it's pretty much, we'll figure things out as we go along, but the show's pretty much wrapping up. We've been here for 2 hours, and Keith needs to eat and change his catheter.
What the fuck?
Jesus.
I'm kidding. It's not a catheter. It's just a Tim Hortons cup.
I don't think there's any of those in Missouri.
New York.
There was one at MOA, and then it got replaced by Dunkin' Donuts because of America. It lasted like 6 months.
America runs on Duncan.
Look at her. Kate, you are on fire, girl. I mean, Merca. Yeah.
Merca! Duncan, yeah!
I didn't get to try it either, so I was kind of disappointed.
Oh, you're brain dead? No, don't worry, you're not brain dead. It's all good. Like, we'll figure things out in the future. We'll let you try to schedule an episode where we actually can have the chat pop on. Arwen's popped on before. Zach's, I don't even remember if you popped on or you couldn't make it. But yeah, we'll figure something out in the future. I'll talk with the panel. We'll figure it out. It's going to have to be respectful, as much as we aren't. But that's the format.
We are too. Just camaraderie. That's fine.
Yeah.
Everyone's lost the art of camaraderie, and it's so sad.
We finally get an English main character. What, on my channel?
No, on the show
You're
next
perfectly fine,
season.
Nicole. Like I said, just be you. Grow your channels. Daryl's doing it. Other people are doing it. No one's a celebrity here. We're just people just doing content that other people are attracted to. Eventually, we'll all hit there somewhere. And I want to say thank you to my panel and Keith's hand that he's used way too much. Thank you, Kate. Thank you, Memes. What is this show about? It's about an hour long. Monkey Jeebus, thank you. And Adega, thank you as well. And to everyone, members, mods, chat, new subscribers, and old subscribers, come back next week. Tune in the mornings when we're doing that gaming streams. I'm always there. And with that, the show was sponsored to you by Master Grift. Don't steal content without it. Check the merch store for more. Y'all in the chat. Stickers, long sleeves, t-shirts. And a new outro.
Forget your mumberries.
Cause I can see the sun light up the sky. So I hit the road in overdrive, baby. Oh, the city's cold and empty. No one's around to judge me. I can see clearly when y'all go on, and I said,
Y'all have a great night, and thank you for coming every week and supporting this show, supporting my channel, and I hope to see more of you in the future. Be yourself, have a beer, eat some ribs, and happy Labor Day.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Memes is in a different time zone.